And we're live. Hey, 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 everyone. We're going to give everybody an opportunity to come on to the Success Jam, the FDD Success Jam.
Yes.
Yay! We're ready. We are so ready. So, wherever you are in the world today, whether it's day, night, evening, morning, we just want to welcome you. If you're looking at the replay, we want to welcome you. Look at the replay. Listen in the comments, put hashtag replay so we'll know that you're looking at the replay. And also tell us where you're joining us from.
Yes.
Right. So tell us where you're joining us from. Many times we'll see your name, by the way, on since we're on StreamYard. For us to actually identify your name, we need for you to give StreamYard permission,
Hmm.
and then we can actually see your name. Hey, Melanie. Hey, hey, hey. And so we want to make sure that we get to acknowledge you, right? So we can let you know that we see you. I want to
Yes.
welcome the Life by Design community, the Ethos community, Deborah's community, and every other community that is on here. I want to welcome you to the Success Jam. This is going to be so powerful today because, listen, we're talking going a little bit deeper where the deep calls on the deep on how to be powerful. Y'all, do you mind if I add anointed and
Up.
appointed
Come on.
women in leadership? Because that's what we are, guys. This is a calling.
Yeah.
Right? This
Yeah.
isn't something that we woke up and say, okay, I'm going to be a leader today. No, I just believe that from the day we were knitted in the wombs of our mom, that
Yeah.
in us, in our DNA, right, interwoven is leadership. We just have to have the tools and the skills and everything to pull it out so we can
Yeah.
do what? Lift to lead.
Yes.
So I've got my co-host Alicia Bradley with me. She's going to reintroduce herself. Right, Alicia Bradley, Alicia Houston. I'm sorry, I was looking at Deborah,
That's
and I've
okay.
got
We're
too
just we're
funny.
one. We're one now.
Y'all,
See, we're
we're
all
one
one.
now, yeah. And y'all, I tend to talk fast. I need to slow down and talk and read. But Alicia Houston, my co-host in the FDD, in this super exciting success jam. And of course, Alicia is a good friend of mine. And I also have my good friend, Deborah Fleming Bradley. And she is also going to reintroduce herself. But I'm going to turn it over to Alicia. Y'all, don't forget, type in where you're from, type your name, and
Yeah.
then let us know. And don't be afraid to comment. We are reading it, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, Life by Design community, Ethos community, wherever, Pinterest, wherever this is airing, YouTube. We are looking at your comments. And even if we don't see it right now, trust me, we're going to look at them later and we
Yes.
will be commenting. All right,
Yes.
Alicia, take it away.
Yes, yes. All right. I see you, Valerie from Wilmington. Thank you for putting your
Yes.
name because, like as Dr. E said earlier, she said sometimes Facebook doesn't give us your name. So, welcome, Melanie. I can see you commented. I can see your name. So, definitely keep dropping where you're joining us from.
Keep
We're
dropping
excited to
it.
have you on day 2 of the Success Jam. So, you may be saying, what
Yes.
exactly is Success Jam? I'm so glad you asked. Let me tell you.
So glad. So glad.
So, Success Jam is really about, as Dr. E said, the leadership principles. It is about leadership mastery, women coming together, and it's about having conversations that are going to move the needle. Because I know many of us have had conversations and they may not have moved the needle so much, but not in this space. So, we are excited today, myself and Dr. Esther, to introduce you to one of the speakers who is going to be on the stage at FDD Atlanta. Let's make history. Yes.
Yes.
And she is going to be bringing everything about the wealthy woman, but we can't just give it to you all today. We have to just
Not
drop a
all.
little bit on you. We don't want to fire hose you. We just want to spoon feed you a little bit today and give you some insight and just a little bit of wisdom to continue the rest of your week and to give you something to think about. So I am Alicia Houston. I'm based in San Diego, California, and it is sunny San Diego now. It's been overcast, but now we have sun. So I'm very happy. It's sunny San Diego, and I am a coach, consultant, executive leadership, organizational development guru, culture expert, all of the wonderful,
Everything.
everything that has to deal with
I love it.
people. And so I'm excited to be your co-host for this amazing Success Jam. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Deborah Fleming Bradley. She's going to give us a little bit about herself, and then we are going to jump into this conversation because we are not going to keep you for more than 45 minutes. Deborah, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. I am Deborah Fleming Bradley. I am the Public Relations VP for Planet Marketing Incorporated. I'm a certified transformational trainer and coach, and I am elated to be here with Dr. Esther Graham and Alicia Houston, the Culture Crew sister here. And it is just exciting about making history and the steps and the ladders and the ceilings we have to break.
Come on.
Make the history. So yes, I am super excited to be here. And thank y'all so much for having me.
Our pleasure. Dr. Esther, I got to jump in. Can I jump in right now? Because what Deborah said made me want to just jump in now. Can I jump in?
You can jump in.
All right, let me jump in. Look, we're gonna double that. So I'm gonna jump in today. So Deborah, you said it. Just you hit it with breaking those glass ceilings. And even being on the glass cliff, right? That means that sometimes women, we can get in those rooms, but then sometimes those rooms have been really set up for our failure, not for our success. Mm-hmm. And so Deborah is going to be really bringing some powerful conversation. So first, Deborah, before we get into a little bit of what your conversation is about, I think this will correlate very beautifully. How have you been able to personally kind of break? So you've broken into those rooms, right? And there may have been this space where people were really betting on you failing. How have you? Yeah, she said, oh yeah, see? How have you navigated some of that space? We really want to have a transparent conversation here today. So share with us.
Yes. But it took over 20 plus years to get to this point. And, when I look back on my journey, I wish I had known someone or that could have been that support that had already walked those steps to help me navigate to people, seeing me do things that it just doesn't happen for us. We're not supposed to be here.
Yes.
See someone climbing out from poverty, from being poor and trying to just make it because you don't want to repeat that history. You get a lot of people, what do you call it? Those attacks.
Yes.
And they don't mean anything bad. It's just that, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
But even in success, when you don't know what you know, they just call it ignorance on fire.
Right.
Yeah. Get out, but you're like, I'm going to get out of here. I don't know how, but I'm just going to watch and learn and pull from other people and see what they're doing.
Ooh.
Try to, copy the right cat,
so
get to that, even though I may not know everything, and, I had to read. I had to read books about those successful people who were doing it and all the things that they went through. So I would know that I wasn't, alone.
Yes.
In my journey, they all had to go through the same things. It might have been in different, years, whenever their success happened for them, but it happens. But now that I know what I know right now, and I've had some incredible women like you to come into my life, incredible mentor that is already doing the thing and, just watching how she flourishes in life. And it's just been one of those things where I've had to put on the right shoes to make sure that on each level of success that I had that grip and the mindset to make it through.
You heard that, right? The mindset and the grip. And I just want to just highlight, Deborah, that was like power-packed fruit that you just gave us. I want you to hear what Deborah said. So I just want to level set so you really hear that conversation. Support, surrounding herself with the right people, being in the right rooms, and making the decisions to choose herself with the understanding that she does not know it all. And realizing that when she connects herself to those people, it can really create a faster trajectory to the goal point. right? Dr. Esther, what did you want to say?
Well, I was just thinking it's so much in line with what we spoke of yesterday. You
Yes.
know, the high mindset that we're really targeting high level thinkers, you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
and making the choice to be successful, that no
Yes.
matter what it looked like, no matter what it felt like, I'm making this choice to be successful, and I'm going to place myself in the right place with the right
Mm,
people,
yeah.
you know, where I can what lift to lead,
Yes.
where
Yes.
I know I'm not alone. I have a mentor. I've got people who I can emulate, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And so I love what you're saying, because it goes along the line. And I think what's important about that is that it's in alignment, because it's all so true, and it is
Yes.
so necessary as to what we need to do as women in leadership in
Yes.
order to rise,
Yes.
in order to not build the table, but or build it, but not just build it, but sit at the head of the table in
Yes. Yes.
whatever role in leadership that we're in.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Deborah, there had to be fear, right? There, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
because we are just human, and we can say, we know that we are not, we don't want to feel fear, but we do feel fear as we're navigating these new spaces. How did you maneuver as you were experiencing those moments of fear in your growth process?
Mhm.
Well, first of all, I have that higher being. I give thanks to God for everything
Amen.
that has been blessed and bestowed upon my life, the good and the bad.
Yes.
Amen.
You got,
Amen.
you got to be grateful
Yeah.
for those, because, like we always say, those learning lessons, you have to have those. But my high faith has been the thing that's conquered fear. And when I talk about high faith, not only am I a believer in a higher being, but I'm also a high believer in myself. That I
Yes.
and there are a lot of us, we get out there, and you can't say that you believe in a higher being and then not believe in yourself. It's contradictory.
It
Yes.
really is.
Your higher being has made you to able to speak, to move, and to get about in the world, and giving you good health, to share information, to share what you know, to
Yeah.
get understanding
Yeah.
on that. It's just one of those things that I'm just so grateful for, that is just bestowed upon me, having high faith in myself,
Mm.
and knowing that I'm going to find a way, and I may not know, but I'm going to figure it out, because I believe in myself wholeheartedly that it can be done. Because there are people who are not going to believe in what you're trying to do, because they simply don't know the
Yeah.
steps to get there or how to get there. But I
Yeah.
just knew I was going to be the one to carve that path. I was
Yes.
go out there and fail forward each and every day
Mm.
until something happened.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
and I just had to do that. And then, and that started out as, as a young woman, before marriage, before the kids, because, I'm from South Carolina. There
Mm-hmm.
are a lot of things that you don't see women of color trying to
Mm.
getting, a higher education,
Yes.
and things from that. And my background, in my family, my mom was the first, corporate person. My
Okay.
dad was an entrepreneur. He owned a car dealership, and I got to work for him, and I got to see both sides of how they did that. And they created a life where they did not want me to go back from where they came from,
Yes.
struggles. And so when you decide that you're gonna do those things and jump out there,
Yes.
got to have that faith in yourself that no matter what happens, bad
Mm.
or good, you're going to be okay. And
Mm.
it's going to take you to the next level of what you're supposed to do. So that's
Yes.
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do when it comes
Woo.
to you on that.
That's good. That's good. Let me just read. So Tanisha, I hope I said it right. Burke said, hello, ladies from Davenport, Florida. Bert says, a belief in God cannot contradict. Let me just post it. Cannot contradict my belief in myself. That's
Mm.
a good word. And then
Mm.
Chef Bliss says, good day, ladies. And so glad to have caught you live, Dr. Graham. So we're so glad people are just jumping on. Continue,
Yes.
Deborah, because this is good. Just let me give a disclaimer. When you guys see me looking down, I'm just monitoring Facebook. Okay, so I'm still paying attention very much. I just keep because I'm just monitoring because I'm trying to see like where it says Facebook user so I can
Oh,
identify
yes.
who it is. And, but we've got Darlene Brown, Barbara Mercedes Bevins. We've got several people on the different channels. So when I'm looking down,
Wonderful.
that's what I'm doing. Let's continue.
Oh,
Yes.
all right. I love the disclaimer. I know, right? People see you looking down. You're like, I promise, I'm monitoring.
I'm all
I'm not
in. I'm all in. Yeah. Y'all know when you're an entrepreneur, many times you're doing several things at one time to keep everything moving. Is that correct? It's like
That is correct.
entrepreneur,
Ooh,
CEO, we've got to be able to shift, move, and boom.
yes, and
My
that
big
is,
word, boom.
and that's, I love that, boom, and that's real, and that's where, I'm so excited because Deborah has her framework for what makes up the wealthy woman.
Yes,
And we're not
yes.
going to, of course, go into the whole framework and conversation here. You want to be in the room for that. But what I'm hearing, Deborah, is that is the spiritual richness deposit
Yes,
component.
yes,
And so that is a part of, see, we're here to not just talk about this one piece of you. We're here to talk about all pieces of you because every facet of you is required in this world, right?
yes,
And
Yes.
so we are going to talk about this in a robust fashion in the room, and where you actually will have access to Deborah to go deeper, to chat a bit, to ask some more questions. But today, Deborah, as we're talking about that spiritual richness, can you just share with us a little bit more about what that is, what that really means to
yeah.
you?
It's
Mhm.
about your self discovery and finding out who you are and what your purpose is in life.
Mm, mm.
As we all know that, when we're born into a family, you learn what other people tell you to do, how to think, what you should not do, and what you shouldn't do, and like that. And we take that on. And then when we get to adulthood, we see some things may not be aligning because that is not who we really are. So,
Mm.
like all these things, we're bouncing back and forth on who I am told to be and
Mm-hmm.
I know I should be, but we don't want to disappoint other people. So it's a self-discovery journey. I have
Mm.
my higher being that I believe in. He put me here for a certain reason. And
Yes.
I need to figure that out and align my beliefs, my own values of who I am to my purpose. And a lot of people sometimes they don't figure out what their purpose is
Oh, come
because
on.
Come
Yeah.
on.
everybody else saying who they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Always be the
Yeah.
authentic you in everything that you do. On the
Yeah.
call yesterday, when y'all were doing this, you talked about, like people kind of like pulling you in different directions and
Mhm.
not, being that person that you've been called to be.
Yes.
We all have our gifts and who we want to be. And there will be people
Yeah.
who don't understand that. You talked about family.
Yeah.
I always talk about you have two types of family. You have your biological family, and then I have my family right here that's on that's
Mm.
watching right now. And your biological family, they know you. They know the bad, good, and the ugly about you. So they may not see it in you. So you'll be
Yes.
like, if so and so, my own family don't see me doing it, how am I supposed to have that energy and strength to go into it? But it's
Right.
outside factor families
Mm.
that has propelled my company, the way that I feel about myself, the self-love,
Yes.
everything that I do comes from that
Yes.
outside
Oh.
well. And so I go with my intuition, what my heart tells me,
Mm.
and then I grab it together with the mind on which way
Yes.
I should go, and knowing that I'm going to be judged for it anyway.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You're going to be judged no matter how good you are doing or how bad you're doing. If you're in the middle, you're going to be judged. And
Yes.
what I had to do was get over the judgment of knowing what I know. Everybody's not going to know the same things that Alicia, and that
Yeah.
Dr. Esther knows,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
and what we know. That's the line. Because when we start trying to cross over and try to get in other people's business,
Come on. Come on.
you can listen to that and get that. You got to still shape it into your own
Yes.
of who you are. And so that's what that spiritual richness is about. It's about having that higher faith and bringing it through all aspects of your life
Mm.
so you can feel comfortable in everything you do and not look back. You said something yesterday about Oprah Winfrey, how she never looks at the comments.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never.
Never saw that. I want to go and read that. I
Yes.
not
Never.
at a lot of my comments when I post statements and stories sometimes. And there's a reason for that. Is because I know how I feel about something when I post it, which is very rare. So when I post it, I'm making a statement that is the authentic me on how I feel about it. And everybody's going to have their different opinions of it. And that's still okay. We didn't come from the same backgrounds, you know? So we're going to all have different views for that. And the best thing we can do is be that accepts those people for their, you know, authentic selves. I have an issue with people who wear the mask or put on a facade that they are someone else. And then when we get into these spaces like this, you're like, okay, I don't know if this is the right room for you.
Right.
But I know that this room that I'm in with y'all and the listeners today is always going to be the right room, because we're all trying to elevate to the next level.
Yes.
And we all see something. We're all doing well. Some of us are wealthy. Some of us are just trying to get into the circles of people who just, they get on and they smile and they just thank you for everything that is, you know, that's happening for them. And like I said, you just take it and you make it into your own, but you always present you, the best.
Yes.
And then also,
the best you.
Yeah. And then also there's the vulnerable you. The spiritual richness, you have to allow vulnerability to be a part of that. So when you're hurt, you know, you play hurt in everything that you do anyway. You might as well let people know how you really feel about something like that, so they know where you're coming from.
Yes.
I've always been a person, I do not like the gray areas.
Yes.
The black or the white. I like the yes or the no. I can't do the maybe with you, because then there's going to be a disconnect in the we're supposed to do. I don't, you know, like that. But another thing that I want to say is too about spiritual richness is that all the things that happened to you in your past, and y'all talked about this yesterday, you don't need to reside in it. Right. So the wealthy woman is talking about how to put that eviction notice out there.
Come on.
Serving you, you know. And so that's what it's about. That's what spiritual richness is about. You've got to believe in yourself wholeheartedly when nobody else is believing in you.
Yes.
When nobody else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. I think that's so important, because when we are thinking about how successful you are, I love what you said, that how there's just no way that you could have a faith in God and not have faith or belief in yourself. Many times I think we separate it. But you got to believe in you. You got to believe in your success. You got to believe that you can make it. You know, there is no maybe. When you said that, I thought about this. Let your yes be yes and your no be no.
Yes.
Point blank. Let your yes be yes and your no be no, and stand with whatever decision that is.
A lot of people, they don't want people to be mad at them.
Yes.
For the decisions that they make. But like I said, it's going to come, you know, where you're in that room where everybody's looking at you. I love what y'all talk about, where everybody's looking at you like you got 4 or 5 heads. So I'm going to add the 6th head to it. I'm going to tell you, there's been, I used to think about that all the time through my teenage years. And when I got to college, people used to look at me like I was crazy when I brought it to the table. And it almost got my self-esteem. It almost got my, it almost got me in there. But then when I look back now on that, I'm glad that I didn't listen, you know, and that I was like, let them be who they're going to be. And I didn't lose relationships over that. I still went back and got a lot of people that have helped and contributed to my success today. And I was able to go back and do that for them as well. And that's the blessing of it. I don't like to burn bridges. You have to do something very detrimental to me to do that. But I'm going to show love.
Yes.
Whether you love me or not, whether you love me or not, I'm going to show love. I love light.
Yes.
On that. You know, I like rooms that are full of energy, and people just like to just throw it on the wall and see what happens. I want to see the paint. And which way it runs. That's just exciting for me. And the second thing about that spiritual richness that I want to talk about is self-regulation. Spoken about a lot. Some people call it emotional intelligence. And it's about controlling, you know, your emotions and your impulses. And, you know, in this thing called life, you know, we're going to get thrown some curveballs. And it seems like on one level, when you've got it all figured out, something unexpected happens that you didn't think was going to even come in.
Right.
And then you have to adjust to that too.
Yes.
Still have to be that person in that mindset that this is what happens during the process.
Right.
It's not happening to me. It
Right.
happens to everybody who is trying to climb the ladder of
Right.
success. And
Right.
Can you say that again? Can you just repeat that so they can hear it again?
yeah. Is that with the curveball, about climbing
Yeah.
that ladder to success? It happens to everyone. No
Yes.
one, anybody that's trying to climb that ladder.
One hand up, two hand up, gal. Go ahead and harder up. Come on. So no, this is so important for us to
Yes,
know.
it is.
Yeah.
And it happens to everybody. I watched my dad go through it as an entrepreneur. I watched my husband go through it as an entrepreneur. And guess what, y'all? It doesn't let up.
No.
It doesn't let up. A lot of people think that once they get to that goal, to that success goal, they think they are set. Curveballs will continue to come at you because you're not there.
Curveballs.
And you got to, when you get to the top, you got to plant your flag there.
Yes.
And you got to plant your feet because a lot of people are going to try to do that. That wind is going to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
There's going to be some scratches.
Yes.
Yes.
There's going to be some wounds. And we have to learn how to address that, patch ourselves up, whether it's a Band-Aid or a bandage or whatever it may be.
Whatever.
Yeah. And you have to keep doing that, and then
So,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Deb. So what I'm hearing you say is that we can't avoid the curveballs.
No.
We can't avoid the scratches.
No.
Is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
Yeah. No, not
we can't, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to put that out.
Put that out there. I'm glad that you put that out there.
Yeah.
If you have any scratches and you don't have that sweat, blood, and tears on you by the end of it,
honey,
you don't have the battle scars on there, you haven't reached it yet.
Yeah. I don't think I could trust you enough. I don't think I could trust you enough. Right.
Listen, y'all, we're doing this live, and I know you guys are getting a lot out of it. And I could say that because I know I'm getting a lot out of it.
Come on.
This is powerful. Thank you, Deborah. Curveballs, love it.
And I want to Deborah is demonstrating the principle that she spoke about, right? Transparency. And in this level of transparency, you give people permission to understand the truth, right?
Yes.
Not the highlight reels we see on all these social media platforms. People living their best life, taking pictures of this, taking pictures of that. But there are struggles, right? And Deborah is saying there are curveballs. It is unavoidable. No matter how successful you are, there will be curveballs. So take this as your breathing point that you are normal. Everything is perfect. If you are in curveball season, you want to be in this room and it is going to be okay. Curveballs do not discriminate. It is not a respecter of persons.
It is not. It is not. It is not. True.
Yes. So Deborah, you are so I am just going to say thank you. And I know everyone here, because I'm seeing the comments, are appreciating the level of transparency. And when you're in this room, you're going to get even more. Like, we're going to share things that we may not want to share on a live stream, but that's the beauty of intimacy, right? That's the beauty of leadership intimacy, where we can come in, we can talk about leadership, very raw, very real. And something that just came to me that I remember someone said, I heard it from a previous mentor. She said, we have to start trying to get it. We have to stop trying to get it right and get it real. Get it real.
Yeah.
We're trying to get it right.
True.
Right. Oh, what's Deborah doing? Oh, what's Oprah doing? Oh,
so true.
What's Beyonce doing? And we're trying to get it right. Like they are the end all be all beacon. And Deborah, you said it so beautifully. It is what is within you. It is what's your purpose, how your gifts, talents, skills align with the purpose that was in you from birth. And your purpose will expand, right? It will proliferate. Correct, Deborah?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you, for the fulfillment of life and dreams and all of these passions that we want to conquer in life, it's based on who you are, and that you know who you are, and you
know who you are.
Decisions that are based on what's good for your soul, not for what everybody else is thinking is doing. When you based on what's good for the soul, y'all, it enhances your life experiences. It shows you how you really take up space in this world. And a
Yes.
lot of us, because we're not being who we should be in this world.
Mm.
Let me say something about that. And I see a lot of people in here who will understand this principle. Not everybody can go with you.
No.
Not everybody can. Come on, Deborah. I need you to say that again.
See that when somebody's climbing a mountain or when
Yeah.
the race,
Come on.
be a group of people. That's why I love the Peloton. The Peloton is the group of people who pull away from the masses.
Ah.
The masses, and to be like maybe 3 to 4 people, and they're pulling away, and they can tag each up, and some can ride with each other, and some will let others come forward so the other one can rest like that, right? So you have these teams of people that are surrounding your family members. Like I said, you got those outside ones, they're passing the baton, or they're riding with you, or you can let them go ahead of you on it in the hopes that they'll be rested so they can pull you up to the next step. And a lot of us don't see that.
Yes.
Right. And so, when we do this, Fiesta Della Donna, it's a whole different ball game for people out here, because we don't hold back on the being real.
Right.
No, not at all.
No, we're very real.
Yeah, the stories and things that you hear and that you'll find out about each and one of us for that weekend in July, it's going to be a beautiful experience, because we cannot be here by being fake, y'all. We cannot be. You have to be
There's no way. No way.
You have to be the authentic you. I found myself in plenty of situations where I used to watch my father in business, and I'd be like, "Golly, he's coming off so strong."
Yes.
He's talking to someone and everything, right? But his authentic self paid for my college education, so I didn't have to have financial aid. We lived in a beautiful neighborhood, we went on vacations. I had an amazing childhood because of that authentic father in my life. And I remember people used to say to me, "Golly, you're so dominant. You're so out there. And when you say stuff, you're just so right in the face." And that is because I learned from the best of the best. And I watched my father in business, and he couldn't do what he did if he didn't ask people. He had to sometimes tell people, "This is how it needs to be done. And if you do it the other way, you may not get the same results that I did." But I know by being real, looking at the passion for people and how to help them, that's what's always helped my family. So I've always been, that in my life is, it's just making sure that authentic Deborah, when she shows up, and you're going to remember. You're going to remember what I said, even if it shocked you or hit you in the stomach. Lab, you're going to remember what I said or what I did. And like I said, and not everybody's going to be happy about it, but I'm happy about it. If I said it, I did it. I meant it.
Right.
And I don't even have to apologize for that, because
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I have to speak.
Guys,
on that
this is
quick, Esther. Yes.
No,
yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, this is powerful, right?
Yeah,
this is just a taste of what we're going to be
That's
talking
what
about.
I was going to say. This is just an appetizer. Okay.
Snorkel. We're going to deep sea dive. And I have to just jump on that, Deborah, when we were in Grenada recently, and when you are your authentic self, you call in people that want to be a part of that conversation.
Yes.
They don't feel any bait and switch. They don't feel any discomfort.
That's right.
People can feel a little bit of imbalance in your energy if they're like, something's up with her or him, right? And so when we were in Grenada, we ran into about 20 Deltas there. They were there for their Deltaversary. Do you know they are from Atlanta, Georgia? Do you know that some of them will be in this room? And so I just say that to say, when you operate in your level of authenticity, when you connect with people and you are real and you have real conversations and you don't have a facade, you're not trying to put pomp in circumstance, you're not putting on a show, you are simply being you. Who you are, as you said, Deborah, it connects with people's soul and their spirit, and they want to have a deeper understanding and relationship with you. And that's where it begins. And I know many of us here have been in a room, or we've met someone and they've positioned or postured themselves in one way. And then as time goes, because you can only keep up facades for so long, right?
So long.
The next thing you know, you're like, what? That is a whole different, what? That's a whole different person than I thought this person was. That's why you want to really take time to understand people, and why it's also so important as we are in a time where we are making history as
Yes,
women,
yes,
where we want to
yes,
show up
yes.
authentically. However, as Deborah said, sometimes you got to have a little sternness, and we got to be okay as women having some sternness. And I will say my relationship with Deborah has actually grown my own leadership in that realm of giving myself permission, because I could be a little cutthroat sometimes. I'll out myself. But Deborah just right. But just Deborah has given me that permission to watch her witness. Right. We have people in our circle who demonstrate their behaviors, witness her, and it's allowed me to say, okay, let me soften that little edge right there. Let me soften that little edge. And not just in business, also in my personal life. We know Deborah and Esther have been married for 30 and 20, high 20s, right? Both of these
35 and high
so
20s.
I
Yeah.
get to witness me. I'm in my infancy in 16 years. So I get to witness these ladies even as they interact and engage with their loved
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
their husband. So a
Yeah.
covenant relationship demonstration as well.
Mhm.
That's the power of being connected to people, right? As I said from
Mhm.
this book yesterday, connected, powerful.
Yeah.
It talks about, Deborah said, leaders are readers. It
Mhm.
talks about who you are connected to matters, from the
Yes.
realm of the
Yes.
brain, from how we
Yes.
emulate and mimic people, how they can either pour into us or suck out of us.
Yeah,
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 yeah. I
yeah.
love it, Alicia, how you pointed out, being able to look and to glean and to learn. I've seen Deborah in challenging situations, and
Yes,
just how she carried herself as a
yes,
professional, as a leader, has
yes.
just been phenomenal. And these are the things that we need to learn as women. You understand? To show up authentically, to be secured in who you are, to know that you have nothing to prove, nothing to hide, nothing to
Mm,
defend,
mm,
none of those things, nothing to
mm.
protect. I am just me. I like to say it's the journey back to you. I'm unapologetically me. And I
Yes.
love it because I've seen her maneuver. And I have to tell you, I've just admired it, like, oh, wow,
Come
yeah,
on. You're
it
like,
has
oh,
been.
that was good. That was
Yeah, that
good.
was good. But just with grace and ease. And so this is what, again, going back to, this is some of what you're going to get at Festa Della Donna.
Yes.
Transparency, authentically. We cannot show up unless we show up as who we are.
Come on.
As who we are. And what you're receiving today is just a smorgasbord. Do they still use that word? Do they still have
Smorgasbord?
smorgasbord?
Yeah.
No, no, it's just, I'm sorry, an appetizer. A
Okay.
smorgasbord is when there's a whole bunch. Okay. That's when you come. That's when you come. No, I'm sorry. That's when you come, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm hungry, y'all. I haven't eaten since yesterday.
That's okay. We're being authentic, right?
Authentic. But it's an appetizer. It's just, as Alicia said, we're just spoon feeding you right
Yes.
now. But to get more, if you like what you're hearing, first of all, I want you to heart up Deborah, heart up the conversation. You need to be in the room. Did
Yes.
I say it? Yeah, you need to be in the room July 21st and 22nd. That's Friday and Saturday. But if you want to go even deeper than that, then you need to be in the room on the 20th. Is it the 20th, Alicia?
The 20th for the premiere
For the
experience. Yes.
premiere experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the 2020. And so listen, you don't want to miss this at all. You don't want to miss going deeper. You don't want to miss reaching further. You don't want to miss the intimacy of conversations,
Yes.
again, for the high level thinkers. And I
Yes.
believe that everyone that's on here, you're high level thinkers. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't keep this good stuff to yourself. Share it with others.
Yes.
Share it with others, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Good. So good.
Definitely. And Deborah is speaking about, right, when we say yes to ourselves. So I'm going to invite each of you as well into the premiere experience, because the premiere experience is going to consist of a day prior to the actual event, with Deborah in an intimate setting, as well as our other speaker, where we're going to have in a beautiful Airbnb, beautiful because we like beauty, right? And we
We
deserve
love
beauty.
beauty.
With our food, our chef is catering for us. So we're going to come in, we're going to have conversation, and we're going to have tapas and wine. And we are just going to have a great time. We are going to be authentic. It's going to be intimate. It's only open to 25 women. And we will have a deeper dive conversation, right? Some of those things that when you're in an event setting, you can't get into everything all the time, but that will be a conversation that we're having in that room on the 20th. So you will get access to the smorgasbord, as you were saying, Dr. Esther, and we can go deeper. We can have conversations, and really, it is your opportunity to ask questions in a space that is safe, that we don't necessarily need to have these conversations outside of that room. Sometimes you just need that ear from someone who's been there, done that, has wisdom. Hear me, wisdom and discernment that they can speak on and into what you are going through. We have to stop giving everyone permission to have the say-so in our life. We have to stop giving everyone access. We have to start taking people and say, I bless and release you to over here.
One more time.
We have to be okay. Bless and release to over here. And we have to be okay with that, because Deborah said it. Sometimes you do have to have a different relationship with people. You do have to gain a deeper understanding. You do have to understand tactics, techniques of business that may make someone else uncomfortable, because that may not be their lens. They don't quite understand it. So someone may say, "Ooh, you're so mean," while someone else is like, "Yeah, you had to get stern with them because they haven't paid that invoice yet." You know what I'm saying? So
I remember TD Jake saying once, as a leader, he said that he never gets caught up in what people say or don't say about him. He gave an example, which I've always remembered. He said him and his friend, they were walking down the street, and someone saw him and said, "Oh man, Bishop TD Jakes, I love you. Great. It's been so great." Just wonderful accolades. And then he said he walked less than a block, and someone else said, "Bishop J, I can't," and basically went in. "I don't like you. You did." Yeah, he said within that span of time. He said, so never get caught up with what, you know what I mean? I think that's what you're basically saying, is that he said, I know who I am.
Yeah.
Come on. Yes, we will have sparkling water, my love. We'll have sparkling water as well as
Frey, non-alcoholic wine as well.
Sparkling wine too. That is non-alcoholic. We got
we got everybody.
Everybody we are an inclusive environment.
Yes, we are. Yes,
I would like to add on to what Dr. Esther said too. In the early start on my wealth journey, I walked into a room. It was actually a restaurant with my husband, and it was these group of individuals sitting at a table that were already doing the thing in this company that we're in. They were the top team and all this stuff. And when I walked over to introduce myself, one of the ladies asked me, she said, "Do you know who we are?" And I said, "No." And I said, "But do you know who I am?"
Come on now.
Right? And they were like, "No." I said, "Well, you will find out soon enough on there. Sometimes let your haters be your motivators too."
Yes. Come on.
No, they don't even know what you are capable of, but just being in that room makes them uncomfortable like that. You have to make sure people know who you are. Once you get out of that self-discovery and you know who you are, make sure it's known in every room that you walk into.
Come on, Deborah.
Make sure you know who you are. You're not going to be there gawking at all these people up here that's already doing it. No, they need to know who I am.
Yes.
And why I'm in the table, why I'm sitting at
You got it.
Yeah.
Power. That is a whole word right there. We get so caught up on who everyone else is and what they're doing. No, first, do I know who I am is what I'm hearing. And then, because that's internal. And then, do you actually know who I am? Come on, Deborah. You better speak that truth to power. Honey, woo, I love it.
So true. Good stuff. Powerful. So listen, y'all, as we prepare to close our conversation, because we've been on almost 45 minutes, we want to honor your time, appreciate you showing up, but we cannot let you leave. But wait, without telling you how you can join us in July for the FDD soiree, and the early bird is still on, where you can save $100. Now, y'all know the saying, a penny saved is what? A penny earned. All right. So Save your $100
Yes.
by purchasing your tickets now. Don't wait, because space is limited. And I know you hear that, oh, we always hear space is limited. No, space really is. Why? Because we wanted an intimate environment, intimate space. We procured an intimate space.
Yes.
So the masses aren't going to be there.
Yes.
Just, how do I say it? Just the chosen. How about that? Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yeah.
The chosen,
what
because
is
you have to
the
choose.
chosen? But you have to choose, and you have to choose you. You have to
Yes.
choose yourself.
Yes.
So this event is not for the masses. It is
Yes.
for the chosen. You have to self-select and say, I am chosen. I am worthy. I will be in the room.
Yes.
And on top of that, as an entrepreneur, as whether you're a homemaker, as a CEO, as a corporate guru professional, I'm going to go ahead and save that $100 right now.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Save
Yes.
that 100, because a penny saved is a penny earned. That $100 can go towards your hotel. The $100 could go towards your airline ticket. And if you're driving, towards your gas. In other words, you can reallocate that somewhere else, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's
yes,
right.
ma'am.
So here is the link.
Yep.
Here is the link with all of the information that you need to save your $100 and register today.
Yes, it's in the comments. And I think too, just I don't know why I'm being compelled to say this, and we are going to let you go. Sometimes I think there are conversations that are not happening around finances, right? Fiscal responsibility. Like, what does it look like? I know yesterday I was compelled. I've been a part of mergers and acquisitions. I continue to be a part of them with my company and with companies that we support. We're going to have some real conversations in this room, right? Like real strategy, like what is it that you need around money is not off the table. We as women need to start having more money conversations. We need to start having conversations around mergers and acquisitions. What does that look like? We need to be starting conversations around investing and partnerships and all of that, right? That we have been a little bit behind the curve. Some of us, of course, as Deborah said, are further than others, but these are the conversations that are going to be happening in this premier experience, in that room where it'll be intimate, and we can, the caliber of mind in that room is going to blow all of our minds and
all of our
further.
minds.
And then the 2 days, we will just keep that conversation going, and we will make sure to just really, you will leave with actions to move the needle forward. But you have to make the choice to do the work. You have to participate in your progress forward. Yes. And with that, I am complete. Dr. Esther, you want to close us out?
Yes. Just one more thing, Alicia.
Yes.
If you're interested in being a vendor.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yes. If you're interested in being a vendor, we have 4 spots left.
Yes.
No, I believe 3 spots left.
Oh, so one's gone from yesterday, so 3 now.
So I'm going to post again in the comments the vendor information. And listen, this is where you will get your brand out, your product out. People will find out about you. So join us and be a vendor. Again, we are looking at women, right?
Yep.
We are looking at people who are ready to show up for you and ready to get your brand out. So if you know you have this powerful product, I just want to get this out there so people can be aware of it.
Yes.
And you want to become a vendor, and the link is in the comment as well. So check us out, guys. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow, same time, same place, as Duquesa will be joining us tomorrow.
Yes.
So super excited. Deborah, this was so powerful. Thank you so much. Y'all, she was at FDD last year. It was powerful. And I got to tell you, it's even going to be that much better this year. I've watched Deborah over the year. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It's going to be good. I'm so super excited. I'm so super excited. So you got to be in the room. I don't know about you, but if you got a lot out of this powerful, juicy conversation, go ahead and heart her up. Tell her a thank you for sharing. It has been powerful. Duquesa said, thank you for a great conversation. Yeah, it has just been wonderful. Thank you for speaking into my life, even today, for helping me to remember curveballs will come.
Yes.
Yeah. And we can't avoid the curveballs.
Yes.
But what it does, it builds strength.
That's right.
You know, when you know who you are,
Yes.
when you know your purpose, when you choose to be successful, go ahead and take the curveballs and grow.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love you. I appreciate you. Alicia.
Mwah. Love you
Love
all.
you guys. We appreciate all of you. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you.
Share
Thank
this
you.
great information, y'all. Share the information.
Thank you,
Don't
Mary.
let this
Thank you,
good stuff.
Cordella. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
Who else is
Darlene.
on here? Thank you, Darlene.
Yes.
Thank you, Bert. Thank
Yes.
you,
Our male
Rosemary,
ally.
Chef Bliss. Yeah.
Thank you, Afia.
Afia is there. Hey, Afia. Who else? Valerie. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you so much. And those of you whose names, you know, one thing, you know how they do in church. If I call one person, please, we're not seeing it.
Love
mess
it.
up. We're not seeing everyone. Okay. We just
Right.
want to thank everybody
Yes.
for jumping on, for sharing the information. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.